Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast Central. I'm Adam and today we're doing the first summary of what I'm going to say is two summaries for this tournament of insects and arachnids only. So as of the time I'm recording this, I've just finished recording round one of Battle of the Beasts, and yeah, it was a bulk recording session and I recorded every episode in one sitting. And my plan was to upload them and release them throughout the course of the following week, starting with Saturday the 4th of January, moving all the way to Saturday the 11th of January, where this video and episode 7, Vespic versus Creta, would be released. So I'm hoping I've done that right, and if I haven't, then oops. But yeah, as of the time I'm recording, I've just uploaded the Vespic versus Creta fight and made it public at an hour after. No, I'm going to say I'm going to release this video probably 3 or 4 hours after I've publicized Vespic versus Creta. So that way it gives people good enough time to watch the video, but trying to avoid spoilers. By making it clear in this video, there are going to be spoilers because I'm going to be talking about the fights, obviously. So in this summary video, I'm going to be going through each battle, each beast that's made it through to round 2, and explain who they defeated, how they defeated, well, probably not entirely how, but also how I think they'll do regarding the future of this tournament. So we're going to start things off with Amictus the Bug Queen. Yeah, I very nearly said Vespic, of course I would. But in round, Amictus was actually the first beast to fight in round 1, and actually killed Kamar the Faceless Beast in a very brutal way for Amictus, might I add. The first victory Amictus actually got in the tournament as well, which is a bit sad, unfortunately, but unfortunately poor matchup made Amictus lose the past 2 tournaments in round 1. So yeah, Amictus has finally beaten a beast and finally made it to round 2 in a brutal way, and in probably a very well thought out arena on my behalf, where it's actually a completely new arena for this tournament. So yeah, I would say a good debut battle Amictus put up for this tournament, and really set the standard for what future battles are going to entail regarding how one beast defeats another. But we're going to move on to the next beast now. Sorry, I forgot to say, as for progress in tournament, I like to think Amictus has the chance to make it to the semi-finals. However, due to previous tournaments, I doubt she will. But it really depends who she goes up against. But looking at her competition, there's a few which I think that if she gets paired up against, she probably won't defeat. Up next, we have Quagos the Armored Beetle. Quagos killed Diprox the Buzzing Terror in round 1. Not in the cave arena, but it was in a ruined city arena, which was quite a fun arena to do, actually. And this one was a bit violent as well, but it had Quagos killing Diprox in the same way that Diprox tried to kill Quagos, by crushing a building on top of him. But as for previous achievements in tournaments, Quagos didn't exactly do great, as he made it to round 2 in the... No, he didn't. He died in round 1 in both tournaments, I believe. Not sure anymore now. But yeah, Quagos didn't do great in previous tournaments, and to know that he's through to round 2 in the top 8, at least it's a noticeable spot now because it's the quarterfinals. Do I think he will make it further? I don't know. It really depends on who he goes up against. This is going to be my same for literally every beast, so I think I'm going to stop talking about how far I think they can go. So yeah, Quagos won against Diprox in quite a brutal way. Moving on. Up next, we got Solix the Deadly Swarm. This beast has done great in previous tournaments before, especially the new generation tournament. And to see her into round 2, it doesn't really surprise me that well, especially with the way that she killed Skuric in a way of simply outnumbering Skuric. But yeah, I would say this was a fun battle to do, and probably the tamest victory when it came to how Solix killed Skuric, as yep, they all died in brutal ways, but I think Solix was the most tame when it came to killing her opponent. Up next, we got Tyrantix the Bone Spider, who killed Makora the Blinding Stinger. This one was quite a violent battle, which really showed Tyrantix's capabilities of being able to tackle an opponent which is just as durable as her, but she won with simply having more limbs at her disposal, as well as being able to bind Makoro together. I do think the way in which she defeated Makoro is probably one of the more violent slash mean spirited ways, by pulling out his heart from his back and then making him see the heart stop beating as she splits his head completely in half. A very violent way, and I don't know why I thought about that, but that I think Tyrantic stands out for having one of the most violent kills in this tournament so far. Speaking of violent kills, the other beast of Series 21 through is Lipida the Shadow Fiend, who killed Arachnid, the King of Spiders. If it wasn't Tyrantix having the most violent kill on Makoro, it's Lipida having the most violent kill on Arachnid. Oh my god, Lipida split Arachnid into three and impaled and... oh god, completely went merciless on this beast. Honestly, I felt bad for Arachnid, but Lipida did so in such a graceful manner, which shows that even though you're based off a relatively despised creature known as a moth, you can still have such a grateful and likable way to have a victory. And Lipida honestly did that brilliantly. Up next, we got Larnak, the Swarming Menace. This beast is the last beast of the main series to be spoken about in this video. And what I really need to say regarding Larnak is that Larnak actually skipped round 1, so we get to see what he can do in round 2. But as for the beast that skipped round 1, I'm actually not upset about it at all, because Larnak is one of those swarming ability beasts I think deserves to be in round 2 anyway. And I'm not actually upset that I'm going to say he. I'm actually not upset he made it through, because, well, I actually kind of like Larnak. The second to last beast to speak about that made it through to round 2 is Cressa the Winged Terror. She killed Vespic the Wasp Queen in the final battle of round 1, and probably my favourite battle of round 1 as well. Despite having a relatively simple finish for the battle, because Cressa drowned Vespic, I think it was a good battle as well, because, yeah, Cressa was putting herself in danger to drown Vespic, but ultimately, though, I think it was worth it, because I don't really see how Vespic or Skurrik, for that matter, could actually handle these beasts with multiple bugs building up their body. But I think Cressa finished Vespic in a tame way that didn't completely ruin Vespic's reputation that she built up in the previous tournament. And the final beast to make it through to the next round is Skolo the Bladed Monster. Skolo killed Sting in round 1, and that's by splitting him in 3 different parts, like Lipida did, but without as much violence involved. Skolo, I was not really surprised to beat Sting, because Skolo has like a metallic armor, which Sting doesn't have. And yeah, Skolo is a cunning beast, so I was able to trap Sting, bind him together, make him completely useless to attack or move, thus making Skolo have a relatively easy victory. And with that, that's round 1 done. So I would say most of these beasts struggled in their battle, took a bit of damage, but made a good attempt at fighting, and giving a very notable death for each beast that took part in round 1 but died. There were some of these beasts which made their fight look almost effortless. Skolo, Cressa, Solix, for example. Maybe Tyrantix as well. Lipida went absolute crazy on her opponent. Quagos and Amictus put up a good fight and did come out on top, but did kind of struggle as well. So do that as you will, but these are the 8 beasts which are moving through to round 2 of the Insect and Arachnid only tournament. And yeah, we're now at the quarterfinals. A relatively short tournament this will be, but it's fine. It's nice to actually have a short tournament compared to the normal long ones, which I normally do. I will be doing a long one at some point in the future. I don't know when. I don't know if it's the next tournament. But right now, I'm focusing on this one at the moment. And when that's done, I'm going to have a bit of a break from tournaments. Don't want to do them back to back. And then we will see what tournament happens next. But right now, yeah, this is currently the final 8 at the moment. And In the next summary, we go down to the final 4, in which there'll be no more summaries for this tournament afterwards because of how small the tournament is. So with that, that's all for this time. I'm not going to do the normal outro because it's like 10 minutes long. It's just summarizing what happened in previous videos. So with that, I'll see you next time.